Client retention. I think in business, this actually gets overlooked quite a bit. We're always focusing our attention on getting new customers or new business, which is great. But you probably wouldn't have to work as hard if you kept some of those old customers.
If you don't know what churn rate is, you need to know what that is. And what that is based on it can be looked at monthly, quarterly, often annually. It is the percentage of your customers that you churn out of your system. And that could be people that are no longer subscribing, people that no longer are buying something. Basically, they're people that were doing business with you and now aren't.
Why is client retention important? I can tell you one thing. In our insurance agency, we get paid every single month or every single renewal period for every client that we have that stays on the books. So for example, if I'm making $100,000 this year in commissions on insurance, next year, assuming my retention is 100%, I will make that same $100,000 plus the commission on any new business that I keep. So I can maybe make an extra $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. Retention is the book that I already have. That's the money that I'm already making. New business, well, that'll replace any of the business that I might have lost. But if I can keep my retention high, it's just more in my bottom line. So retention is that important. It's that valuable. Keep your customers happy, and your bottom line will be happy too.
I don't know. I think that client retention is important. Anybody thinks that client retention is important. How do you grow? You keep the customers that you have, you treat them well, and you continue to find new ones. So client retention, it's got to be one of the most important things that you do as a business owner if you want to scale and you want to continue to advance.
Client retention is super important because it costs money to go out and acquire new customers. If you already have customers coming to you, keep them happy so they keep coming back, and then you don't have to spend all your money to go out and acquire new ones. Honestly, it's the best method to building your business is keep the people who are supporting you happy.
Calculating your churn rate's really easy. You take the number of clients that you churned and divide it by the number of clients that you started the given period with. The result is your churn rate. If asking what is a good churn rate, it's a loaded question. It's going to be different across all types of industries, all types of products. It also can vary depending on what kind of client that you serve. Some businesses, products, services, and software are just high churn kind of things, meaning people come in, they gain and get the utility that they're looking for, or they meet their needs, and they no longer need the service. Therefore, it'll have a high churn rate. Other types of businesses, services, software, so on, are meant to have low churn rates. And those are the most desirable companies for investors to put money in most cases, because they have created what is often referred to as a sticky product or service, meaning it sticks. It doesn't get changed out. And these are invariably and quite often systematic things like, well, at Full Scale, we have a sticky product because we help people build teams of software developers, which is something that most businesses and companies aren't usually excited about changing out. It takes time, it takes money, it takes attention, and it slows momentum. So there are a lot of things that have really low churn rates and are really sticky, and there's other things that just aren't. So it's really hard to answer the question of what is a good churn rate.
For the podcast, it's funny, we go up and down. There's times where our audience count is increasing, and I have times where my audience count is decreasing. And I tend to look back and see, okay, well, what was that show like? Was it maybe the way the intro came out. Maybe it was the headline that I used. Maybe it was the copy that I'm putting together. Maybe it was the guest, the type of guest. So I'm trying to look at different things to see if I can keep that retention level, or at least my audience numbers, always on the up and never on the down. For the insurance company, that's been a little bit different. Our retention when we first started was really bad. I mean, our retention level was like 60%, 50, 60%, which means we had to go out and hunt all the time. But with improved systems and processes, we got our retention rate all the way up to about 80%. And 1 month we had it all the way up in the 90s. So, definitely improving the systems, and really it's how you communicate with your clients. That has been the biggest push for us in increasing client retention.
Our client retention rate has stayed pretty steady over the last 3 years of business. We still have a lot of our customers that came into our store, our retail store, day one, that are still buying our products. And I think that's a real testament to the quality of product that we put out there, and the benefits that people are getting from using our products.
Our client retention rate over the last year and a half is over 90%. Now, prior to that, our company's only 3 years old, so prior to that, it was lower. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that we hadn't really figured out exactly who our best clients could or would be. And as we moved down the timeline, we got so much better at identifying the companies that would work best with us. And that had so much to do with the success rate and the improvement and the growth that we've seen at Full Scale.
So I don't actually know how helpful I'm going to be in the client retention conversation, because the fact is our clients are our members, and I can tell you that within our virtual community, we experience a steady rate of growth. We see between 100 to 200 new members join us every month. That is without any kind of concerted recruitment effort. So our attrition is pretty low, because I very rarely see that number go down. But we're not going to be having the client conversation so much as the membership growth conversation.
Man, it sucks to lose a client. When I do, and it happens, when I lose a client, I really take it personally. And I know I shouldn't, but I do, because ultimately the buck stops with me. Like, I messed up somewhere. Either I didn't train somebody correctly, I didn't say something correctly, I didn't meet a quota that I was supposed to, I didn't communicate the right way. Like, there's all sorts of things that could have gone wrong for me to lose a particular client. And so for me, I really do take it personal. I really do look back at my process and try to identify where that mistake was. And something that I should do more often, I've done a few times, is ask the client why. Like, not in an offensive way, but just, say, you know what, I dropped the ball, I'm sorry. Can you help me improve for next time? Where can I be better? Why did I lose you? It's really eye-opening when you hear from the customer exactly what happened.
We lose clients for a couple different reasons, I guess. One would be that CBD works in about 80% of people, and so 20% of our clients or customers that come through are probably not going to get much effect or get what they think that they're looking for when they come to buy our products. And another reason would be, it's a pretty expensive product that we sell. We're definitely not the cheapest on the market, but we're also not the most expensive on the market. But there's a lot of people out there, they're always looking for something cheaper, and those just aren't our customers. That's fine. They can go find something cheaper. They're just not going to get as good of a quality product. So, which is a true testament to how we've been able to retain over 60% of our customers every month.
When we lose clients, it is overwhelmingly because the client runs out of resources. Now, at Full Scale, we do work with a lot of startups, and that's just the way it goes with early stage businesses. I mean, in the first 2 years of a business's lifespan, it has the highest chance of failing. So if you're going to choose to work with early stage businesses, churn is going to be something that you run into a lot.
InnovateHer KC, we've lost members at least the ones that I'm aware of, the members that we lose, they tend to leave because sometimes within our community we have difficult conversations, and they might feel challenged, they might feel invalidated, and it's unfortunate, but it's kind of the cost of doing business for us. We have some pretty strong ideals that we espouse and some beliefs that we firmly stand behind. And so whenever we have members leave because they don't exactly align with those same beliefs, I actually see it as a bit of a win. We are cultivating a very strong community, and that requires having members who understand and believe in the things that we believe.
How do I feel when I lose a big client? I usually take a Delta 8 gummy and cry myself to sleep. Yeah. Now, honestly, as a customer service-based company, I look or I'll reach out to the customer to find out, or why they're dissatisfied. If there's anything that I can do to possibly salvage that relationship, without going to extremes, right? People will try to take advantage of you, and you have to be careful with that. So, for me, is it a salvageable relationship? Is there a reason? Is it something that I can fix as to why they have decided to go with a competitor or stop using our products? Outside of that, I don't spend a lot of time fretting about it, because people are flighty. People are gonna leave for many different reasons. You're using your products, your company, and that's okay. You go out and you find bigger fish. That's all we can do. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna find 3 big clients to replace your 1 client, and we're gonna call it good.
I used to always just go, oh, every time we lose a client. And honestly, I don't do that as much anymore, because some clients aren't really worth retaining. And sometimes you have to fire your clients. Really, in the end, I think life is too short to work with and for people that you don't like or that don't treat you well. And also, we just really like to work with clients that we believe in and we want to work with as well. So as our company's gotten older, we have become very selective about who we sign up with the client. And along the way, we have fired 3 or 4 different clients, meaning we just say, hey, I don't think this is going to work for us, so we're moving on.
The customer retention that we use the most, outside of just social media and staying fresh in people's mind, is email marketing. So if you have information, your email addresses, phone numbers, whatever, just staying in contact with your customers, especially if it's been a few months since they've ordered.
If you want to retain more clients, users, subscribers, any of that, I think you have to start with making sure that you're responsive. One of the easiest ways to really tick off a client or a user or just anyone is when they have a problem and they feel like no one's paying attention, no one's replying, or no one's taking it seriously. Those situations become really difficult to overcome, and a lot of times someone's gonna hit the cancel button along the way. So figuring out ways to be more responsive, to be more service oriented, or to simply provide answers to questions that people commonly have so they don't end up having to reach out or don't have problems. All that stuff is going to contribute to customer retention rates being a lot higher.
A few other customer retention strategies that we use, mainly for all of our VIP customers that continue to come back time and time again, is, and even actually for new customers. So a lot of times if I have a new customer and say they spend over $100 on product on our website, I'm going to send them a little discount code. I make these little cards like this here. It just says thank you, right? KC Hemp Company. Says thank you. I'll write a little discount code in there, just thanking them for their order. And those things, this little card, it works all the time.
So our customer retention strategies, they're fairly passive. we want to continue to put out compelling content. We want to make sure that the community that we are creating is a strong one, that we are aligned, that the content that we're putting out and the things that we're saying and the things that we're doing are aligned with our values. That's been hugely important for us, and it's for us. It's a matter of if you build it, they will come. We definitely operate by the law of attraction.
You know, if we have a new product that comes out, like our Delta 8 tinctures, I was sending those to all of our big clients that order all the time, and just saying, hey, you know, try out this new tincture, and you know, they didn't even know they needed it or wanted it, and now they're purchasing those, and they're telling their families and friends, and new orders are coming in with these new products, just because you've sent them out to some of your VIP customers. And so it's a great way to retain customers. It's a great way to grow your network as well, by, you know, word of mouth advertising, which is my favorite way to do it.